Amy Fulmer here. I hope you guys are learning a lot so far in camp and just having fun with the challenges and having this community, right, to encourage each other in. So I am so excited to be sharing my best tips about nutrition, meal planning, and really how to live and eat healthy in real life, right? So what are the biggest challenges that you face? Is it budget and finances? Is it time and just feeling like you don't have time to cook healthy? Is it, knowledge and just not knowing where to start? There's so much conflicting information out there, right? I'm going to share, and of course, we all have learned different things. My belief is that the more it's like God made it, the more likely it's good for our body, right? I feel like you just cannot go wrong with that principle. And the more I've learned about nutrition and studied actually with, professionally with doctors and people leading the field, that's what the research is showing. So that's what I'm going to talk about today and how we can actually live that and implement that into our lifestyle. So I'm going to kind of go just by meals of the day because I feel like each meal has its own challenges, and I'm going to really speak to the convenience, the affordability, and the knowledge so that you guys can really have some great tools and ideas that you can go home and do today to help start making progress in this area. So breakfast, first of all, I feel like in America, a lot of people are raised because of commercials and our beliefs to think that cereal is healthy. It's actually a very processed food loaded with additives, preservatives, and typically not a very healthy option. And it's actually quite expensive if you look at the price per serving of what you need to eat to be full. And so again, it's not really in the form that God made grains, right? It's very, very processed. So I'm going to share, but that's all I was raised on was eating cereal for breakfast, right? So what are some other options? We do love doing some pasture-raised eggs. Eggs are actually really inflammatory in the body unless they are pasture-raised. So watch for that. It is more expensive. So if budget is an issue for you, you're not going to want to do eggs for breakfast. It's not going to align with your budget. But it can be a great option. My kids love to have, that sometimes with some sprouted English muffins. Anyway, so some really inexpensive options, which are actually just the same price or cheaper than cereal, are smoothies. I'd love to do tons of greens. doTERRA has our great greens that Annette talked about that you could do for breakfast to be super easy and shake and just mix with water. If you have a little more time, we'd love to make our own with some strawberries and pineapple and several handfuls of greens, a scoop of stevia. So you guys, sugar, more and more research is showing it's actually just as addictive as cocaine to the brain. It affects the brain in a very similar way, obviously not with all the terrible side effects of cocaine, but a lot of similar things actually happen. Anyway, so sugar is a great first step if you can start to reduce that and get that out of your diet, out of your home, out of your pantry. That's really going to help you make some big progress. So this is my favorite stevia. I get it from Amazon. The brand is Sweet Leaf, and it's $10. This will last me for maybe 6 months, 8 months, a year, because you just need a little tiny bit at a time. It's very strong, so it's just a little tiny scooper, and I just put one little scoop in our smoothie. I don't use juice that's loaded with natural sugars, which again, the more it's like how God made it and not extracted from something, the better, right? So I like that this isn't going to have all that blood sugar spike that juice would have, but it's going to give me just a little bit of sweetness in a natural way. So that's really simple and inexpensive, but we'll just make that with the smoothies, throw some chia seeds in there at breakfast. Another one of my favorite breakfast options that's really easy is steel cut oats. And so I just made a big pot this morning, and you can see, a lot of people in my family ate it. But I actually will make enough steel cut oats to last me for maybe 3 or 4 days because it takes about 40 minutes for them to cook. They're very expensive, significantly cheaper than cereal. And so you can get them at Costco. They're actually more expensive there. So if you can go to like a Winco or any kind of a store where you can buy in bulk, you'll get a much cheaper price. I will actually buy like a 25 or 50 pound bag and have it last me all year. And it ends up being just pennies per serving, literally. And so, but what I'd love to do with that, my favorite tip, because I'm kind of a foodie, so I like my food to be really yummy and enjoyable. And if it's not, then I don't want to eat it. So I love to get, I'll get a small bowl of that. It's actually very filling. You cook it 1 cup of oats to 4 cups of water. It's a lot better than rolled oats because you're getting more of the whole grain. It's not been chopped and pressed flat like rolled oats. And so just 1 to 4, so 4 cups of water, 1 cup of oats. I'll usually cook up 2 cups at a time. And that's enough to last my family for a few days. And anyway, but I'll love to have it. I'll just grab some frozen blueberries, thaw those, a little bit of maple syrup or raw honey, and then some, you can either do coconut milk or a little bit of fresh raw cream. It's delicious, some chopped pecans. And it takes me seriously 1 minute to put it together, and I just feel so indulgent. Like, it's just so yummy. I also love some shaved, unsweetened coconut on there. You can usually get that at most grocery stores. I know my Walmart carries it, my Smith's. So those are another helpful tip for breakfast is yogurt. Now, that's one of the biggest culprits when it comes to sugar. Do not buy any flavor of yogurt. Nothing. They're all loaded with either sugar or artificial sweeteners. You want to look for sucralose. That's one of the biggest culprits of artificial sweeteners that can cause gut problems over time. And so I will use my little stevia. Again, it's very strong. So just to start with less and add more if it's not sweet yet. I'll add about 10 scoops of this to one of those full-size yogurt containers. I'll get the plain one. And then just add in some frozen berries that I've thawed, and it's a delicious breakfast. Some, slivered almonds or, a good healthy granola made with natural sweeteners. So we love those options for breakfast. And again, just a little bit of planning and making your still-cut oats for the week is gonna help you have time and save a lot of time and be really affordable. So going to lunch, sandwiches, with processed bread and processed meats, all those things, right, are just not good for our bodies. They've linked heart disease issues with the chemicals that are in processed meats. So you really want to avoid that. So what do we do for lunches? I really love the shakes. I actually do intermittent fasting. I highly recommend the book Fast, Feast, Repeat by Gin Stephens. It's actually a lot of new research that's been showing all the benefits on our bodies for doing intermittent fasting. And so I usually don't even eat my breakfast till maybe 10 or 11 o'clock to give my body a longer fasting window. And it feels really good, and it's just been really helpful. So, but then later on, smoothies are a great option. We love to do the vegan one because just the dairy can be inflammatory for a lot of people, most people. It's really yummy and sweetened with stevia and monk fruit. And I'll just add in some extra greens to this as well. And I love to add some peanut butter. It makes it super yummy with just some almond coconut milk and about a cup of ice per serving you do of this. This actually, I've done price comparisons. I've compared it to 6 or 7 other brands, and it's less expensive than anything else I've looked at and better quality in terms of the benefits of what you're getting. So I love our proteins. The chocolate and vanilla are delicious as well, and it's just easy. You can mix it in a little shake bottle with the little wire ball thing, or you can do it in a blender and make it more like a milkshake with some ice and other things if you want, but super easy. Salads are another easy, fast option, and you guys, at Costco, you can get, it's $3.99 for a whole pack of 6 romaine lettuce heads. And they usually have organic as well as an option. And what we'll do is Sunday night, my daughter actually chopped up a couple heads of lettuce. I love using a salad spinner, gets it nice and dry. And then she's just been using this in her lunch all week and taking a salad for lunch. So the night before, she'll just add in her tomatoes and whatever she wants in it, and then take it. And this is Wednesday, and we still have some left for today. So, if you're doing it every single day, it feels like so much work. Or if you're buying the pre-chopped bagged lettuce, you're paying like $4 per bag, right? It's so much more expensive. So it really takes about 10 minutes to wash and prep your lettuce. And then we'll just do that on either Sunday, and then you'd want to do it again probably Wednesday night, because after about 3 days, it starts to kind of not be as fresh. But that's a really easy lunch option that's quick, that's super healthy. Salad dressings, you guys, are one of the biggest culprits of bad ingredients. They're loaded with high fructose corn syrup, and they're loaded with soybean oil, almost everyone on the market. And so you really want to avoid putting salad dressing on your salad if it's a salad dressing you bought at the store, because you're eating all these healthy greens, but then you're just pouring on there all these highly inflammatory, harmful things that come from the soybean oil into your body and the high fructose corn syrup. So a really easy tip is just get some extra virgin olive oil. It's very anti-inflammatory, and I'll just drizzle that over my salad with a little bit of lemon and some seasoning, and it's delicious. And then you can obviously add in your toppings. If you like a a creamy, like more like a ranch, Caesar kind of a dressing. I'll share my favorite healthy version in the recipe challenge today. So that's the challenge for today, is to share your favorite recipe. So look for that recipe there that I'll be sharing for the still cut oats and for my favorite healthy ranch. And we love to do that for lunches. So those are some easy options. Smoothie again is simple. And a lot of times I'll have the still cut oats kind of be my lunch. And it's just really nourishing, whole food, and healthy. So, and then snacking. So this can be actually quite simple. When I get the groceries from Costco, the times that I actually, right when I get home, I'll just chop up some of the cucumbers, I'll chop up, slice up a couple peppers. Research has shown that if you put your vegetables in like a clear container so you can see them, in your fridge at eye level, you're more likely to eat them. And so that's what I do, is I'll put those chopped cucumbers, those chopped peppers and carrots or whatever at eye level in my fridge. Out of sight, out of mind is a real thing. And so put your vegetables where you can see them. The other night we had 8 teenagers at our house, and I put out a whole plate of veggies and it was gone. They ate 2 full giant English cucumbers and tons of carrots and broccoli, and I was just so delighted with how many vegetables all these teenagers consumed. So, and I love to, for ranch, you could use the vegan ranch recipe that I'm gonna share, or another favorite is just some sour cream, and I'll mix in some seasonings. I'll take the seasonings from my ranch recipe and just mix that in sour cream, and it's delicious. And then again, you're not getting all the bad junk that you get in a store-bought ranch. So really easy. That will last in my fridge for a month plus, maybe 2 months. So it just takes a little bit of prep, but then it makes eating those veggies enjoyable and yummy. And I'll just, I don't do it every day, but usually I'll try 1 or 2 days of the week to set that out as an after-school snack for my kids. They get tired if it's every single day, but if you just do it a couple times and then vary it with, sliced apples and peanut butter another day. We love to have a little treat sometimes. I'll share the recipe as well for these. They're my favorite. Call them healthy chocolate truffles, basically, but they're made, everything is from Costco. I'm not paid by Costco, I promise. Anyway, but these are, sugar is really my thing that I'm aware of, that I love dessert. And so I've learned for myself, I don't really like to make desserts in my home because then I eat them and then I gain weight when I eat them. And so instead and again, 90% of the time I eat very healthy. When I go out and there's treats, I love to enjoy them. But because I don't eat them in my home typically, and I eat well 90% of the time, right? I'm a big believer in that 90-10 rule. So, but I love to have these because if I'm ever craving a treat, I'll just eat one and it really satisfies me. I don't feel a craving or feel hungry or feel like I want anything else after I eat one. And it's just full of all healthy ingredients. Just to make you guys aware, if you're eating regular honey, it actually has just about the same effect on your body as sugar. So you need to make sure for sweeteners, raw honey or stevia are typically my favorite choices. Occasionally we'll do some organic maple syrup. But again, you have lots of nourishing ingredients in there. Coconut sugar is another good option. And you can get those now at Winco or a lot of grocery stores, even like Walmart, carry those things now. So, but I'll share the recipe for those, and these are just my secret ingredient, my secret weapon, I guess, for if I'm wanting a treat. I love those. So lastly, dinners. You guys, having a theme night of the week can be really helpful. And so, you might do soup Monday, taco Mexican Tuesday, Italian Thursday. I usually would like to plan 4 meals of the week and then give days for eating leftovers and things like that. And so that usually ends up being enough if I've just planned out 4, which isn't as overwhelming as 7, right? I like to do Sunday, a nice Sunday dinner sometimes, and then, cook some things and do leftovers throughout the week. So a salad, we love to do a salad night, a really healthy meat-free option. Just we'll do kidney beans and the ranch and taco seasoning and tomatoes, salsa, and a little bit of tortilla chips. And it's a yummy salad that's really fast. All my kids know how to make it, so I don't have to be the one cooking dinner. So I love that. Even when they're little, they can learn how to do that one. So, and then just having some good recipes on hand for dinners. So crock pot is your friend, right? Instapot, freezer meals can be a great option. One of my favorite cookbook series of whole food recipes is Danielle Walker's Against All Grains. She has 4 cookbooks, and I love them all. Everything I've ever tried from them is delicious. And I like that it's all dairy-free, gluten-free, whole food. I am a big fan of grains. If you're having whole grains that are not, GMO and hybridized, But you know, for people that have Crohn's or other digestive issues, you want to be more careful of those, right? So hers is great. And if you're doing more vegan, she has a lot of great things that you could easily do meat-free as well. So anyway, so hopefully that gives you guys some good just practical tips and practical ideas of how to actually really live and eat healthier, what that really can look like. And please put in the comments below any questions or things that have helped you with actually being able to, you know, eat healthy and well with your family.